Injury updates on Tee Higgins, Collins, and more. Plus, the Bengals defense might get a little deeper in reacting to Joe Burrow, Zach Taylor, Ja'Marr Chase, and more following Wednesday's news conferences. Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapien of allbengals.com, and there's a ton to get to. There's a ton we're going to rip through. So first things first, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and shout out to all of our 23,000 plus subscribers that have called Cincinnati Bengals Talk home for however long, whether you subscribed today, whether you subscribed yesterday, whether you subscribed a year and a half ago or more. We really, really appreciate it. We're not even near the 2-year mark yet as far as this channel is concerned. So the fact that we're at 23K, Jordan, yeah, it feels really, really good. And Andrew and I really appreciate it, as does the rest of the channel. Let's dive in, though, because the Bengals, they're dealing with a lot of injuries, a lot of different things. The good news is most of this should result in their starts playing on Sunday. Devin Asiasi missed practice with an ankle injury. We'll see if the veteran tight end can suit up on Thursday or Friday. If not, well, then I certainly wouldn't expect him active on Sunday. But who knows? Maybe he is able to pull through after tweaking that ankle in Miami, or against Miami, rather. Collins missed practice, and that's going to be the theme for this Bengals team. They're going to have him miss on Wednesdays throughout the season, mostly for rest. And then he should be able to suit up and practice on Thursdays and Fridays on regular game weeks. So that's the plan as of now. Tee Higgins was limited with that ankle injury. He had it wrapped on Friday, was limping, obviously, and so not surprised at all that he was limited, but I do think he's on track to play. Hayden Hurst and Evan McPherson both limited with groin injuries, and so we'll see with both of those guys, but obviously Hurst and McPherson both played. I think they're fine. It's just Bengals trying to play it safe with two key players on special teams, and then obviously Hurst on offense. The Bengals also cleared two guys for practice today, and Cam Taylor-Britt, the second-round rookie, the 60th overall pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, and they also cleared Khalid Kareem, the defensive end from a few years ago in 2020, the fifth-rounder out of Notre Dame. Both guys have a 21-day window now where they can practice with the team. They won't count against the 53-man roster. We'll see if the Bengals activate them for Sunday. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like they want to get their legs under them a little bit. But those will eventually be the two guys that fill the Bengals roster spots from 51 to 53 because they have two available roster spots. I know a lot of people have asked about that. And so that's what's going to happen there as of now. Things can change, of course. But the Bengals do have a little flexibility when it comes to their roster right now. And I think those two guys, once they're healthy, and not even healthy because they're healthy, but once they're ready to go and participate in games, then the Bengals will get those two activated. I don't necessarily think it's going to be this week. It sounds like Zach Taylor wants to take it a little slower with them. And so those other two roster spots, if they're going to be guys that are going to be inactive anyways, there's no real reason for the Bengals to fill those spots as of now. So they might not fill them before Sunday night's game against the Ravens. All right, let's dive into it because Joe Burrow talked today, and he said a lot in a couple things that I thought were interesting. The first of which, and I wrote about this for allbengals.com, Joe Burrow acknowledged that he's played through head injuries, and including in the NFL, and was open about that, didn't really hesitate about that. Said, look, I don't know if it was an actual concussion. He was like, but there are times where things are a little fuzzy, and after the fact, and I don't remember exactly, play in, play out, have the recollection that I would have otherwise. And so I thought that was interesting. He was like, look, I'll take myself out if I feel like I have a concussion, or obviously if I'm diagnosed with a concussion. So you can hear his full comments, or I wrote about it at allbengals.com. But that stood out to me. The other thing that stood out to me, Ja'Marr Chase was like, hell yeah. Because I said, does it make you mad? Is it frustrating when you get double teamed? And he didn't hesitate. He's getting used to that. And I think that the next step for this Bengals offense is finding ways to get Ja'Marr the ball regardless of the defense. And, the same way the Chiefs did for years with Tyreek Hill, the same way the Chiefs do now with Travis Kelce, the same way teams do with, the Packers have done with Devontae Adams over the years. And the list goes on and on and on of guys like that where it's like, yeah, you don't think teams try to double Cooper Kupp? And so will the Bengals put him in the slot some? Will they move him around? Will they motion him into the backfield and give him some choice routes, which they did against the Jets? I think there are ways to do it, and I think that's going to be pretty fun to see. Jamar Chase talked for about 10 minutes, so make sure you watch that video right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk. The other thing that stood out, Chidobe Awuzie talked for about 3 minutes, and we posted the video here, and he talked about Lamar Jackson's arm strength. And that's something that has been a theme now. Zach Taylor praised Lamar on Monday for his passing ability. He was like, he's always been a great thrower. I don't know the stigma that comes with it. He's always thrown the ball great. Today he talked about it, arm strength. Cheeto talked about arm angles and arm strength, the way he's able to deliver the ball off platform to his receivers. And I think that's, it's a good thing to point out, because Lamar, for as explosive as he is and dynamic as he is, that's the part of it that separates him. He can throw it. It's not like he's just a running quarterback that can't throw. He's a quarterback that can run. And it's tough. It's tough to slow him down. In this Bengals defense, they're going to be put in some tough positions, on Sunday. And I think that they're ready for it. And just to follow along and flip it from a Ravens standpoint, I know Rashad Bateman didn't practice. Marcus Peters didn't practice. So we'll see how many of those guys can suit up. Bateman got dinged up on Sunday. Will he be able to play on this coming Sunday against the Bengals? If not, that's a huge loss for this Ravens offense, because Bateman was their number one receiver. Devin Duvernay, obviously Mark Andrews, they like to run the ball a ton, but Bateman's a big part of that offense. So if they don't have him, that's a pretty significant loss. So we're going to see as far as injuries go. I don't want to run down all of the Ravens injuries until, maybe tomorrow we'll go over it. Certainly Friday we can do it, or before the game. We'll keep tabs on all of this stuff throughout the week. But it's going to be a big one. Sunday Night Football, M&T Bank Stadium. We're going to be there, and I hope all 23,000 plus of you are not only going to be watching right here on Cincinnati Bengals Talk, all of our pregame coverage that is already started, obviously, and is going to continue all week long, or whether it's on Sunday when we do the pregame stand-up or anything else we have your way, including Elise Jesse, the OT, Thursday night. Make sure you stay tuned for that as well. So we're locked, we're loaded, we have a ton for you, and we appreciate each and every one of you. So for Andrew Fox Miller, our channel coordinator, I'm James Rapien, signing off for now on CBT, 23,000 plus subs. It's got a nice ring to it. Thanks for watching Cincinnati Bengals Talk.